What's up, guys? My name is Justin. If I can get my mouse to work, there we go. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on iRacing for another round of IMSA at Daytona. That is right, it is Daytona 24 week. Monday night, this is the first race of IMSA. We are going to give our LMDh Cadillac a whirl here in about 10 seconds time. See how IMSA goes. Open IMSA, obviously, to test the setup, make sure we are ready to rock and roll. I feel good about it, but it is the week to put in all the final prep and try to win the 24 hours of Daytona, which will be, this is, I can't remember, this is my 10th year, so it must be my 9th attempt at this race. First time was in 2015 in the Roof RT12, and then the C7DP for several years, and then what else have I run? I think that's it. I don't think I've run the other prototype ones. I ran one in a GT3 car at one point. But anyways, we're back in the new LMDh class. I say it's not new anymore, but it was newer. So we'll see what we got. I should be ready to hop in the session here shortly. See how this goes. Just final tests and tweaks, see how the set works out. I'm very confident in it, and I feel like we should be in good shape to try to win the race, but one final tune-up never hurts anything. So let's see what this SOF looks like. It looks like it's all LMDh. Oof, that's going to be a heck of a split. All right, so interesting. William Hale's in here. He's a pretty well-known oval racer. Who else have we got that we recognize? Blah, 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 blah. A lot of people. My stupid mouse is being so dumb. It's not working. Loic Bernier is in here. He's a pretty good guy. Notable guy. Me. And nobody else that jumps off the page. So gonna be a pretty big split, probably like 30 of us or something, but all LMDHs, which is fine with me. We'll see how that actually works out in our pace and what we have to fight with. Don't necessarily expect to win this, but just kind of seeing where we stack against similar people to the iRacing split that we're going to be in. We're sitting right around the range we want to be at. I guess in the ideal world we'd be a little bit higher, but that's racing sometimes. I did get absolutely murdered to death in Proto GT Challenge, yesterday morning. That was not pretty. That was a very poor finish and loss of SR, loss of IR, and didn't get to run very many laps in the HPD. So that sucked, but again, that's part of the deal sometimes. So we'll see what we got here as far as the pace of our Cadillac. Again, am very confident in the setup that I've put together. We have a great looking paint scheme courtesy of Travis and Belsky, and we'll see if the two of them, myself and Steele, can finally win this race. I think we're primed. We have all the tools in place. We have drivers. We have the strategy. Everything is good to go. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get that all recorded and you'll see that on the channel sometime next week. That would be the goal. We're running the 7 a.m. Central Time Saturday time slot. So that's going to be what we're aiming for. At least one guy here with a spotter. At 47 HPDs. That's cool. Gosh, that's pretty wild, actually. We are in Q trim, so that's good. I guess we'll just go out and leave the pits, do a practice pit lane exit. Shouldn't need any tires here in this, but we'll probably get some just to be safe. Rear tires. Ready to rock. Again, no idea what our pace is going to be like. We're just kind of using this as a big test, obviously. See where we're at. A little bit of lock up there on cold tires, slide the front ever so slightly. And now it's time for Q. So we are ready. We'll see what we got. Again, if we run poorly, we run poorly, but I think we should be a top 10 pace, top 10 car. That'd be cool. Waiting for Q to start. 8 minutes, 2 laps. We got the right Q set in here. I'm not sure I'm the best guy to be running max attack Q laps because I definitely don't have it in my blood to do that, but make sure we're on no deploy here and that we have our buttons all set, which we do. Wrong button there. You're welcome. All right. So we're going to have basically 2 outlap tire warming type laps, and then we're going to have our flyer, and then we're going to be set. Expecting somewhere around the 33 dead would I think be a really solid lap. So no idea if we're going to be able to hit that. That would be the goal. It's going to be super, super difficult here in this nighttime temperature in the race as well this week, later this week, next weekend, whatever. It's going to be super difficult at nighttime to get left rear tire temp. Not that that's the biggest thing in the world. The front tires and the right rear heat pretty well after 3 or 4 laps, especially where we get up to normal operating temp. But left rear, you know, put a lot of load on it here, so it's very difficult to get that heated up. We'll try to get tire temp in the other 3 at least here before our flyer. No battery deployment, make sure we have 100% available for Q trim, which we should. First lap's a throwaway on cold tires anyways, so. Start our first flyer here. See if we can get rocking. A little bit of tire warming here, and we'll be starting the flyer. So right sides are just about to temp, left front's getting there. All right, let's see what we can do. About 1 minute and 45 seconds from now, we'll know where we stand in Q pace. I don't expect to be right at the front, but hopefully we're decent enough, solid. Left side tires are getting there on tire temp. We'll see if we can get the left rear up about another 1/10 of a degree here by our flyer. We do. All lights are go. Let's put in a Q lap. It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. We'll see what I can run. Should be somewhere around the 32 flat. Maybe I want 31. Nah, this would be really fast. 32 flat. Let's see what we got here. It's going to be roughly there. Survey says 32.4. Puts us up in the top 5 for now, so. Couple guys, couple tenths quicker. We're thereabouts. 12 cars, very fast. He's up in P1. We're about 6/10 or half second off that, somewhere in that range. But we're within 3/10 of a second, which I'm happy with. We're in the ballpark. Make sure we get the race set loaded back in. Happy with that. That's a decent enough performance. I will take that for that. hopefully we can hang up again in the top 10. Just get a nice race in. That'd be good. So, all right. William Hale, we mentioned Tim earlier. He's pretty sporty on the oval size stuff, so not surprised that he's fast or with a good team or whatever. So, see what we can do. I think we probably will get rear tires, even though that's probably a mistake in this temp. Maybe we won't. I guess we'll try not for this, and then we'll see kind of what the rear tire wear looks like at night. I guess that will be the move. I anticipate that we will be just fine. 45 minutes, I should be able to do 45 minutes because they'll have to anyways, so that would actually be a better idea to get none. So probably get no tires on the pit stop, just enough fuel obviously to make it to the end. Should be in good shape. We'll see how many mistakes are made around us or what kind of pace we have on the long run. Obviously, we'll probably get, about 30 laps, maybe not quite, 28, 29 laps, somewhere in there. So shouldn't be a lot of traffic to deal with, obviously, since this is an all LMDh split. I should have, 47 cars running around at, at least within 6 or 7 seconds of each other. So it'll take us probably 10 to 12 laps before we even think about catching the back cars, which usually were in GT traffic in about 5 laps. So we'll probably get towards the halfway mark before we even come up on damaged cars even. So that's an interesting change that we're going to have here. But again, it'll give us more chance to see exactly how we shake out against other LMDHs, which is fine. So see what we can do. We just got about 30 more seconds here to wrap up Q. Not sure anybody else is still out there on the fast lap, but we'll see in a little bit, obviously. All right. We are ready. Starting P5, that's good. Feel good about the race set, feel good about our chances to run in the top 5 if things go well. Let's see what we got. Whereas about 10th or so was about 33 flat, so we're comfortably within that range. Again, we're going to do no tires on the pit stop. Probably just going to do fuel and tear off. We'll have to see what that looks like.
Good luck, everyone. Let's try a clean race.
No tires will be the move. Just see how the tire wear is after 45 minutes. Oh, it's the Marconi car ahead of us. How could I forget that William Hale was a Marconi guy? How could I figure that out? We'll just do our usual 0.2 overage on the fuel. We'll just use the auto fuel calc because I don't feel like doing the math for this because it doesn't matter. But we'll see how that goes. Hopefully this race is done about 50 minutes from now, and I can go chill out a little bit before some other racing I have to do tonight. It looks like that's a Porsche to our right front there, perhaps a Porsche in front of us. I think this is a Cadillac next to us, Cadillac up in P2, so at least we're in what seems like a semi-competitive car. Not that BOP matters for my skill level or anything, but it's always just nice to know that you're in the ballpark. So 38 seconds left till we roll off the grid here. Happy with our Q time and where we're at.
Right out of the GT3.
47 LMDHs, that's wild. That could be a big crash in turn 1 if people aren't careful. Again, kind of a moot point. Everybody's ironing then if we're all in the bottom splits, a little bit of a wishy-washy mix. So we'll see what we got. See what our
The entire field is GTPs.
pace is. Yes, it is an entire field of GTPs.
Yeah, like I was saying, right out of the GT3.
Yo, dog, I heard you like GTP.
All right.
It's going to be massive death at turn 1.
Here we go. Do have the set in balanced, ready to go. Nope, I want balanced. Thank you.
Don't forget your Joker lap on the super speedway track.
Glad I looked at that because it was set to attack. Again, we're not going anywhere here from P5 for the first little bit, so we're just going to be nice and patient. At least we don't have to worry about 40 cars worth of traffic, which should be able to go relatively hard through the first couple corners here. Hopefully we don't get dive bombed or anything from behind. Just keep a half an eye on the mirror, protect the inside in turn 1, and we should be okay. Once we fire off, I assume it's going to be a first gear start, not sure. Usually should be a first gear start if you're within enough range of it to matter, which I guess on row 3 we are. See how it goes. I'm ready. I appreciate everybody stopping in, showing all the love and support. Make sure you drop a like and a sub down below so you don't miss any of the action from iRacing or anything else that I may do. I appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get ready to rock and roll at Daytona.
Good job, moron.
Dude, I can't.
Way to fucking go! The gas is on the right, dipshit.
Cold tires is
Hold your
bad. Didn't get the grip off
Hold
there,
your
so I'm
fucking
just letting
brakes,
him
you
go.
idiot.
Getting 5th.
Holy shit, third one's a
Big set
parking
from
lot.
Kyle. Sounds like there was a lot of death in
Oh, we got
T1.
one outside of.
Glad we survived.
How does that give me a penalty for exiting close fifth?
Because you entered the pits.
I think I managed to do that.
Sounds like there was a lot of death and
Jesus
calamity
fucking
behind,
Christ.
which is entertaining. Hopefully it's all cleared up by the time we get there. Looks like the top 6 or 7 have broken away a little bit.
In a straight line, how you managed to reach yourself.
Imagine leaving the pit lane and crashing, guys. Come on.
My
William
fucking
and Kyle
God.
going to go battle side by side. Front 2 are going to get away if they're not careful here, so they got to sort this out one way or the other.
Told you.
Live to fight another day. We'll be able to save a little bit of fuel here into the bus stop.
Yeah, Edgerton.
They are going to single file out.
Chaos happened way before turn 1. It was crazy. It was like start-finish line.
Get
Yeah,
through there smooth.
that
We got
was
through
impressive.
first lap. That's good.
Let's
Our
go.
fuel is
Went,
set.
slammed on.
Looked like the Roval back when they first raced at it.
Auto fuel. Still got no tires set.
Sitting on
That's
pit
good.
road, see on that
Car
was
behind
quite
looks to be an
entertaining.
attack, or at least got a really good run off at the bus stop. They're really passing on the apron now? Really? Alright.
Alright, Jones, how you managed to do that, man?
Whatever. That's how we're going to roll. Just let them go. Long way to go. Gap behind, so just hang out. I think we still can have top 5 speed here if we're just smart and smooth, so by all means, go ahead. Not sure that's
Sorry,
legal.
it was a little bit risky on my part there, re-entry, but
Whatever.
we survived.
Just deal with it and see if it comes back to be important later on. If he does it again, I'll probably just file a protest post-race or something, but for now it's not an issue. Looks like there's a little bit of a stack up behind for cars, so. Still trying to get some rear tire temp. Obviously we're not doing the tire warming because it will slow you down pretty significantly, so. Building them up nice and slowly, we got a long way to go. We'll take probably 4 or 5 laps to get them up to temp without tire warming. Right sides and the front tires should be up here in about another lap or 2. Left rear will take some more time to try to get off of the infield smoothly and quickly, but we'll worry about that in a couple laps. Looks like 7th was the one car is spun behind us somewhere, maybe had an incident or dropped a wheel or something, not sure, but we got a 3.5 second gap back, which is nice for now. Just try staying a little bit of the toe of the car ahead, help us out for lap time some. The 200 at start finish in these LMDh cars, which is awesome. Missed when these cars were just uncompromised speed. Missed some of that with the LMP2 and the HPD when those were the top primary cars in the category in IMSA, so glad we have a C7 DP-esque car back in this GTP class with the Cadillac. Just hanging on to the guys ahead of us. Definitely still lacking some tire temp though, you can feel it. But we're in range, so a little bit of a lockup for William up ahead there. Looks like we're already in some traffic from cars that were crashing the first lap there. Car behind looks to be a little bit quicker, Nelson Jr. picking up some
How'd someone
time.
get disqualified in lap 2?
That guy get back on circuit. It was Kyle. This is Loic Bernier. The lap car up ahead. Nelson Jr. behind the 42 car definitely is a little bit quicker than we are, at least at this point. Held up a little bit here as they're scrambling in front of us, but we're still okay.
Thank you.
So violent through the bus stop when you're at maximum attack. It's crazy. Very, very aggressive over the curbs. And it all happens so quickly, you're kind of just along for the ride once you come into a line. Not quite able to suck up on the car in front, but these GTPs are pretty difficult to draft off of each other. They draft off of other cars pretty well, but they're so slippery you only gain 3 or 4 tenths over the whole straightaway. So. Again, nice patient wide line, turn 1. Looks fast enough to hang out up there. That's cool. I'm content to follow him for right now, at least. Still hanging in a solid 5th place, so field will spread out. There'll be more incidents and stuff that happens, so content just to chill for right now. Maybe overdrove that ever so slightly. Get the power down decently on exit though. Decent again through the bus stop, but not really a run on the car ahead, so maybe something else to look at. Not that you're overly concerned about your pace compared to other cars at this point, so main goal is not die, be safe. Again, we're gonna have probably 28, 29 laps somewhere in there, so got plenty of time, plenty of laps, plenty of distance. Slide for Steven up there ahead. Almost contact. Actually gonna lose out because Steven came over and pinched. Just leave that door open there. Let them go on ahead. Unfortunate, that's how it works out sometimes though, so. Save a little bit of fuel here. Tucked right up under this Porsche. Can't really see where we're going, but we're just gonna aim forwards, hope we can push. I'm not a big fan of the whole fuel saving play in these IMSA races especially, and I'm not fast enough to make that strategy work. But obviously when you get the chance to lift off a little bit, conserve and ride, you take it. Every little bit helps, but it's just not, I don't go into my stints expecting that. It's a big slow ahead for Kyle there. We almost ran the back up, slight lockup, but we made it. We're good. Tires just about to temp now on lap 7. Still trying to play chill here. This is going to be the biggest splits of the week probably. It's the first IMSA race, so I didn't anticipate that this is one of the, if not the biggest split for the week. Just touched the wall there on the straightaway, actually. Lost track of exactly where my right side of my car was, but that's fine, shouldn't be any damage. Someone behind us spun, looks like it was Sebastian, or excuse me, whoever was behind us there on track, Nelson. So our damage shouldn't be too bad on the right side. That does open up a little bit of space behind us, a little more spread now. Again, Loick's holding us up here just a little bit as a group. Not that we're all over him or anything, but just being in the mix hurts a little bit when you're trying to catch up to the guy ahead of him. So something to keep in mind. I guess they're still fighting for position here between him and Raphael behind us. But again, we're still in a decent spot here, so I'm not overly concerned for now. Definitely seem like we can get in there a little bit harder than the cars ahead, but maybe we need to be a little bit more soft just to make sure we don't overdo it at this point. Just learning here. Bit of a rear tire slide there. Tried to get on power to stay close to Kyle. Something's happened behind to the 8th place car. Promote Adam back up to 8th. He's about 7.5 seconds behind there already. So top 7 still kind of in our group of where our pace is at.
Thank you, Charles.
Not my best bus stop there. A little bit conservative, a little bit slow. Starting to get spread out ahead of us. I think Williams gone. Yeah, he's made 7 seconds. Leaders are up ahead about 10 seconds or so. No immediate pressure from Raphael behind. Still good on fuel. Coming up on 1/3 distance here. About another lap or so. Spun under braking. Just locked the rears ever so slightly. Roll backwards, make sure we're out of the way. And get going. Just sloppy on my part. Locked him ever so slightly, trying to get in there hard on turn-in.
Thank you, Tyler.
Still okay. No contact. Props to Raphael there for missing us, and then Riley as well coming through as we rolled back. So still good, still 7th. Probably did a little bit of damage to the tires. Just have to be conservative here for a lap or so. Adam and the Ally Cadillac made a dive up the outside there into the West Horseshoe. Nothing there, so now we're kind of back in this different group of cars here. We have clean track ahead of us, so that's good.
God damn it!
Okay. And nothing behind us. 10th place is 13 seconds back from here even, so still hanging in 7th, in contention for 7th, 8th, 9th. This car ahead of us is very, very slow. That cost us a lot of time and momentum there. That sucked. Just unfortunate. Not sure if that was a damaged car or what happened there, but 3 wide here just about. wreck each other. Okay, that's cool. So Sebastian and Adam take each other out. Well, that was interesting. Alright, so now we're 7th all by ourselves. Cool.
No, that's how I know.
Yep, just entered turn 1 there that last time, just a little bit too hard, a little bit harder than we had been. But again, now we're in some nice open air, free race track. Kind of all by ourselves, you can just run laps. See how we shake out. Still in 7th, so still a good performance. Still got time to go forwards with mistakes and pit stops and stuff too, so not concerned. We're still okay for right now. Could use slightly more rear security here at night.
Yeah, not that good on my side.
I think we're close though. Look at that for the nighttime stints perhaps. Well, this race does end during the day, which is an important detail. So, all by ourselves up here in 7th now. Looks like Kyle's had another issue, drop back behind Riley. We do have the 2X from the spin. Shouldn't hurt us as long as we keep it to that for this long of a race. And again, we have about 14 seconds of gap now back to what will become 8th place. So all by ourselves up here in 7th. We can only go forwards unless we start making mistakes or something else happens. So no damage, no mistakes. See where we shake out is the key. There's still plenty of cars racing and battling ahead of us, so that's the key. I will have a quadruple to start on Saturday morning. First 3 hours are on my shoulders, so this is going to be a quarter of that even, so we'll get plenty of time to sort through incidents and stuff that happen early on Saturday morning, and then just hand it off to the next guys in good condition, and we'll go from there. So yep, definitely need some more work on the rear suspension if we're still sliding the rear tires, so I'll have to make a note of that. Definitely need better
Justin, you good with bump draft?
rear traction, rear lateral grip. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, you better just ask. I didn't realize that my car was in attack mode this whole time, so I got no battery left. Oh, damn.
Lucas looks to be pretty fast behind us. Still just cruising. We aren't fast enough to catch right up to those guys ahead, especially since they're all in the drafts, so just kind of hanging out.
I wonder why I was slowing down so much.
Just a little bit of over rotation on throttle out of the slower corners, so just keeping an eye on that, paying attention to it, being very aware of it, not making any mistakes. Don't need any more exit spins for sure. We were lucky and thankful that we got away with the half spin we had just because of where it was. We were able to roll back out of line, not get hit. Car behind is definitely faster. Just let them go, see where they're making time. Again, speed is not everything in a 24-hour race. Obviously, we want drivability and consistency, no mistakes, but in an IMSA race that's 45 minutes long, even though those are all still true, the speed helps. So it's like we just don't quite have it, especially under braking for the bus stop, it appears, and rear grip. Seem to be lacking just a little bit, so let's see if we can make a tweak.
Thank you, that one.
Well,
Just can't quite carry that same speed through the bus stop. We're not far off, but it's not quite the same. So. Yeah, we're going to be right on the cusp of 28 versus 29 laps here, it looks like. So, we'll see how that shakes out. I don't know exactly how much fuel we're going to need either, so that's a deciding factor also. A bit of a slide out in turn 1 there by a car ahead. We won't pounce, obviously. Point in even thinking about attack mode here, as we're nowhere near anybody, so just cruising, running laps, getting data. That's all this is, which is cool with me. It's kind of the point, but I do like this series, and obviously I'm falling in love with the car, so I figured I'd run an early week IMSA as a kind of a test to see exactly how it fits in the nighttime, which is good because I learned about the rear suspension, and it gives me a video to record, so I just can't quite carry that speed, but that's a little bit more dangerous to the line he was running there. But we're probably down a tenth or two there on the slow speed exits with power, so see if we can make a rear suspension change at some point, just make it a little bit better, and then I think we'll be okay. So front end feels great. I have not touched the front end in about a month, different sets that we've gone through, so a bit bump off that first curve there, ever so slightly, cost me a tenth or two. Still made it, still running just fine. Nice toe down the front stretch here off of Lucas, which is good. Very nicely caught up there. Nice little bleed off of the throttle. Very brave line to run out that far. I guess it's worth half a second or so the way he's doing it, but you drop it over on that curb at the wrong way and you are going to be paying for it about 30 minutes of repairs. So the half second is nice. Again, obviously if you're trailing, it keeps you from being passed, but or making the pass, I should say. But it's risk versus reward again in a 24-hour race, especially if I'm still able to kind of hang in this distance. We weren't this lap though. He's gotten through the bus stop much better. Lost another 2/10 or so. See what, if any, we can make up here down the front stretch with a little bit of toe, and then into turn 1. Perhaps he's gone to an attack battery mode after slowing down for a lap or two. Regardless, we're still doing okay.
Almost killed us both. Both there, locking the brakes. My bad.
A little bit deep into turn 1. Just wanted to make sure I didn't slide the fronts and kill it. Survived. Those little mistakes will happen. Seconds behind still. Let's look at what the gap is at the front. Still the front 2 with about 7 seconds over Steven, who's now up to 3rd. Just thread it through the bus stop. So much fun when you can attack that and get it right. It's going to be a pretty decent lap here. Again, we are past halfway now, comfortably. Still back to the 12 that's up front. Just under 20 minutes here, 25 in. Gonna need, looks like, just over 9 gallons. We only have about 2 laps of fuel left. Lucas and I have caught Charles now, which is a position for Lucas, so I understand him wanting to push this. Cool, just hanging out back here, watching it, staying in some tow. Again, plenty of gap around us. Go, it looks like about 28 minutes on a tank of fuel here in IMSA, roughly. And we'll come in not this time, but the next time. There should be plenty. Again, no one really near us. Someone got a cone there. Wasn't us, that's all that matters. Racing hard up ahead. Matthew Quinton has gone by Josh for 8th behind us. It's about 19 seconds back. Charles very slow for some reason there. A couple of pit stops coming there. Oh man, someone's off the track. Looks like Steven Salas. Surprised me a little bit there, just seeing him. A lot of pit stops that lap actually. Look, we only gained 2 spots, but we're up to what's net 4th here.
Stephen, you can't park there, man.
Definitely going to choose to keep the rear tire heat here at night. Don't need to spend another 6 or 7 laps getting them warm in the rear end, so. No tires, just enough fuel to make it. Cannot go another lap, so we gotta get this right. Leaders coming in, they're a long way up the way then.
Did you catch the speeding?
22nd or so.
No, I got lucky, but I just locked him up and I couldn't turn.
Looks like they were almost speeding up ahead. We'll come in also. Perfectly on the marks. They're actually a little bit shallow. Better to be safe than sorry. There's our dude. Looks like Kyle might have slid his pit box and had to back up. We did get about 8 seconds of damage from that wall tap, I would assume. Gotta be getting close. I thought we were almost done. So we did make up time though. Comes Riley. Passed us on track. There he goes, so did make up some time on him. And Kyle as well with the mistake Kyle made up pit road. William Hale behind us may have gotten tires, may have gotten too much fuel, but he's 11 seconds back now after he was way in front. So whether he had a hold penalty or something happened there, not sure. But we made up a spot, so we're up to 6th, 5th and 4th right in front of us. So we're still in it here for a top 5, especially if this gets racy. Everybody's good to go at the end here. We only got about less than 10 laps, I'd say, so should be okay as long as we don't have any more mistakes. Definitely need a little bit more rear traction to be competitive. But we're okay. We're not bad. We're okay. Made up a lot of time there. A couple seconds on the cars behind as well that were behind us. That's good. See how we cycle here.
Thank you.
Raphael getting out of Riley's way. That's nice. Then he's going to cycle back through. We'll end up in 6th. Get a little bit of extra tow from the car on the outside here.
I appreciate you there, John.
Yeah, I slid through the fucking pit road and missed my
Close
pit
to
stop. I'm out of
spinning
fucking
there on the
fuel.
grass. Just touched it.
So I just got
Still
out of
okay
the
though.
other
We
one.
know Raphael's roughly the same pace as us, so I'm cool just following behind for now. Let them go at it ahead. Again, we're up in 6th. I assume Steven's up in 3rd, still comfortably kind of by himself now. We got the 2 cars ahead of us here, a couple positions ahead of us to try to chase down past one of them, get in the top 5 where we started. Don't think we're under any threat from William. He shouldn't be a second a lap faster than we are for sure. At least again, not without a mistake or some other interference. A little bit frustrating. Let's say that the spin cost me 5 seconds. Well, that puts us 3 seconds up the road from this whole group. So a little bit frustrating. That's how the cookie crumbles. Still nowhere near the top 3. Those front 2 are gone. Very fast. Even Steven was a little bit better than we were. But those mistakes, even in a race this short, they'll kill you. But if you avoid all those for 24 hours, you're going to be in good shape. That's the goal, is to figure out where our weaknesses are. So. Could go to attack battery. We're not going to. Thank you. Nice of Raphael to last go there. Lucas might have made a mistake there. He's disconnected. Nice entry of turn 1, made up some time. Riley and Kyle ahead. Kyle was going through a little bit of traffic. Loic, you're coming out of the pits. Big dive on Loic, just trying to get that spot. Since he has a lap car, even though he was roughly the same speed or faster than we are. Had to make that dive, couldn't get stuck behind another lap car there. Oh, almost ran in the back of Riley there. Just braked so much more for the lap car than was necessary for some reason, but still would have been my fault if we hit him. Luckily we avoided. Just locked up and slid wide. He's going to spin now. We got to avoid that, which we do. So that's what you got to avoid. You got to avoid those little mistakes. They kill you. He's able to get back going, though. We do avoid it. Perfect. No damage. Nothing. Get that gap to 5 seconds back to him now as we come down to about 7 or 8 to go. Hale still about 10 seconds back. Still get a nice suck on the car ahead here. Yep, about 11 minutes. Going to be 7 laps or so. Maybe 8. Just getting every sniff off the car ahead that we can. Up to 5th. Just a little bit twitchy on the rear end, just ever so slightly. It's costing us some time. Just a couple tenths a lap, but that's all tenths that we may need, so try and make some rear suspension changes after the race. Wide there for Trevor ahead. I guess that's the spot that we gave Riley with our spin, so we broke even as far as that goes. Raphael looks to be holding up Loic a little bit now. Riley's still behind them. Got through there a little bit better. Perfect. Use that run. Get by one lap car. Charles up next. Williams still just making up half a second or so. Fine by me. At most 7 laps to go. Lap cars between us. Again, overdrove just a little bit
That
there.
tiny little hit on the wall meatballed me.
Oh, Alan got a meatball up ahead somewhere.
Oh, that sucks. That didn't look that
Interesting,
bad.
so that's going to be a spot. Charles lets us go there after he missed that corner. Get through that lap car, that's helpful. A little better in there that time with the full front downforce available. Unfortunate that the car ahead of Alan there got the meatball on the wall somehow. But that's why you want to avoid those wall touches and everything that we were talking about earlier. Every little bit could do you in. Never know which one's going to be the one. So he's still leading, but he's going to obviously fall back with the meatball. Damage repair, if nothing else. So long pit road here, even if it's not a big deal, he'll come out somewhere around us at the very best. So. So nice to get that bus stop right and make him a couple tenths there. Well, there's the pit stop for Alan. That spot up to 4th here once we go cycle through that. Nice gap behind now. Still within sight of Kyle, so you still can't have any mistakes, but again with the car between us. Not going to make up this time, he appears to be slightly faster. I'm good with this though, this has been a good race. I think we've had single digit speed, which is all I wanted, because I am going to be far and away the weakest link as far as speed goes. My job is to keep the mistakes to a minimum, which I have not done a good job of in this race, but that's why we're running it, seeing where the flaws are, seeing where we can push, where we can't, different temps, so. It's all good. A little bit wide there through the center of the bus stop. Still okay. Gap behind. Williams 8 seconds back. Must have been a mistake or another spin for Riley. He's 24 seconds back now, so 8 seconds is plenty here with about 4 laps to go, 5 laps to go, I guess. So we'll be 29 laps. We'll have 5 laps to go here. Still running decent pace. Mid 33s. I'm still overdriving turn 1 just a little bit. Just don't quite have the stability I need then to rotate and punch it off the corner, so we'll have to do some work with that for sure. It's not just traction zones, it's direction change stability and everything as well, so it's part of it. Had to work relatively hard for this. It looks like Charles has spin behind this because he is now nowhere to be seen. I missed that. Probably off turn 1, I would assume. 2 seconds back to Rafael. So 47 LMDhs. And knock on wood, we're going to end up with the top 5. So happy with that as a performance metric.
That was close.
Minimize the mistakes. I think getting no tires is the right call. We'll see what the tire wear is, but I think that was the right call. Thought for sure there's going to be a 1X there, leaving the bus stop. Still good. We come into 4 to go. Should have plenty of fuel. A half a lap extra, which is all we need. Again, this is about how it'll feel since we didn't get tires at the end of our 45-minute fuel stint, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Yellow flag up ahead, someone spun, looks like it was Kevin. Slid just a little bit there with the front tires, looks like he's gotten back going though. A lot of retirements early as I predicted in those first couple corners, but Love going after Raphael for 19th behind us. Good battle there for that position. Looks like Raphael's just about held on for now. 3 seconds back, that gives us some gap coming 3 to go. Go. Leaders are flying. We are 30 seconds behind. Again, we're roughly in the ballpark of Steven and Alan and those guys. I guess we didn't get 4th. Must not have been that much of a meatball for Alan. Didn't lose that much time. Either that or it wasn't a meatball. I don't know what. No, there it goes.
6.5 minutes of required, and the car was driving just fine.
Okay, I was wondering what his deal. I was just thinking about that. I was like, okay, that's very strange that he waited that long. But that's us getting 4th place now once he comes in to repair that. Still unstable for turn 1. William down to 6.5 seconds behind us, but 2.5 laps will not catch us unless I make a mistake. Do have a lot of traffic ahead, so we gotta be mindful of that and not beat ourselves here. 2 lap cars, obviously Loic and Raphael behind us. 4 William will catch us too, so 2 laps going to be plenty safe here. Make sure we get out here with our 4th place like we should. Looks like there was, oh, I was going to say there was a spin from one of those guys behind me. There was a little bit of lagging there from one of the 2 cars right behind us. They're down to 2 seconds now as we're doing this. They're going to fight for 17th ahead of us into the bus stop. Interesting. Can only end well. Thank you. Alright, well, cost us half a second or so there. Made it, I guess.
Thanks, Steven.
Fighting for that spot, understandable. 2 to go. Oh. A little bit scary there. Kevin dies.
Karma, baby, karma.
Yeah, that was a weird looking one. Not really sure why he defended so hard into the bus stop for 18th or whatever, but you know. Alright, well, still cruising. They're battling ahead of us for some reason. Looks like a BMW. We haven't really seen very many of
Go
those.
on by, Justin. Don't worry, I'm gonna back off, let you have it into 1.
Yeah, 10-4, boss. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just 1 last lap you gotta do.
I was just glad to have enough pace to stay in front of you as long as I did.
Alright. 2 laps, plenty of fuel, final lap. About a second a lap slower than Justin Wilson ahead, but he is obviously cruising along nicely. No contests, so happy with this, happy with our performance. White flag, credit 1 bank, 1 more lap. Good race. Minor hiccup with the 2X from the half spin in turn 1, but we've survived that, recovered, made no further mistakes. Unless we have some issue with this guy here, like that. If he's just gonna brake without saying anything. We'll survive, get away here. Go up to the aggressive battery mode. Nope, that's build. I want this one. Glad I looked at that. Otherwise we'd have been very slow and wondering why we were getting run over. So half a lap we'll have a little bit of boost juice left over here. Alan makes a dive behind us. That's for a spot. perhaps from Rafael, I can't tell. Spinner here from Mike Kirk. Gotta get back going, it appears.
Jesus, talk about a sin from Raphael, dude.
All right, just one little bit to go here. One more time to the bus stop, no pressure. Alan's not going to catch us from 5 back here to the bus stop. We do have the extra boost juice. And that's that. So that'll be a 4th place finish. Plenty of fuel, extra half lap to get back to the line. Very happy with that. We were in the ballpark. Could have been in contention for 3rd if I hadn't made that mistake, but still not entirely sure we were better than Kyle on speed anyways. He obviously had some kind of issues as well. But we'll take a 4th, started 5th. Happy with the Q lap, all things considered. Obviously a 12 was in another league of his own there as far as pace. So we'll see how that works out, but we will take our 4th place. We'll cruise around here until we're out of fuel, get all the SR we can. Try to make up for that 2X. Happy with that. That was a good race, good fun. William did come home for a 5th place, only about 4 seconds behind us. Good race, good fun. I'm happy with that. Good result. It was enjoyable. We'll get our tire wear and then we'll go see what we need to do to make the setup a little bit better. Alright. Cool. Well, that was very enjoyable. There's our timer. Race over. Slow down nice and chill. See what our tires were at and what all the incidents were like. Did anybody have a nice 0x12 car there who had the crew chief, so maybe they're applying a big run to win. They had a 3x. 0x from Mike Clark in the 8 car. Where did he end up finishing? He was down a bunch of laps down, so was just disconnected early. Who else had low incident counters around where we are? We talked about the 12. Francisco, who was incidented early and was several laps down, he had 2. 0 for the 38 car. 0 for the 38 car, who finished. I don't even see a 38 car. Where's the 38 car? Am I blind, people? There's the 38 car, so 12th place, first car 1 lap down, 0x for him, good job. Myself with 2 in the 46 car, who was somewhere in the back here, 46 car. Left again early, but only a 1x for that, so pretty good performance. I'm happy with that, 77 track temp. Tires were 80, 85 on the front, 78s on the rear, so definitely going to be getting rear tires if we're going to have 22% wear at the end in this trim at nighttime, but front tire wear wasn't too terribly bad for what's going to end up being about a full field run. So we'll take that. We'll take a look at the results here once they come up. There we go. All right. I'm pretty sure that was bottom split, almost certainly. We gained 109 iRating, which is great to get back going. 965 on our quest to get rocking here before the end of the week. 32.1 was the best lap from the leader. He led 21 of 29 laps. We finished 4th, 35 seconds behind. Great IR day. We gained the most. Who lost the most? Minus 102 for the 6 car Roberts, so that was pretty much a wash with what we gained. Happy with that. Decent pace. Again, still got to make some adjustments. Didn't lose any SR, so that's good. Cool, we'll take it. So that's going to be it from me. Make sure you drop a like and a sub down below. Don't want to miss any action from iRacing, Need Speed Hop Suit 2, NASCAR Dirt Daytona, anything else I may post. I appreciate all love and support, recently especially. I hope everybody enjoyed the street stock race yesterday, the K5 IndyCar race earlier this week, and then, of course, my Solstice top 5 reasons why it's the best car in the sim. If you haven't seen that, make sure you go check it out. It's a great vid. But that's going to be it for me. Till next time, as always, bye.